Hi. Boop. Oh, I thought I was going to start right off that time.
I gotta find on the computer. There we go.
With great beer and even better conversations, welcome to Mind Hops, the podcast with more dad jokes than you can shake an angry fist at.
Sweet Lord, Martha, it's one of those bags again.
Don't step on it, Dad.
It's poop again. I'll get you damn kids for this.
Broadcasting around the world from Ocala, Florida, here are your hosts, Trenton Summers and Jack Brennan.
All right. Welcome, guys. Welcome to another episode of Mind Hops. 60s, I think, right?
Happy Friday. That's all.
Yeah, happy Friday.
I'm not counting shit.
All right, I'm down with that.
Happy to be off.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I just woke up not long ago, so if I look a little zonked, zooted, it's not because I've been drinking, unfortunately.
You ever like set your alarm and then wake up like 2 minutes before it?
Yeah, I actually did it a few times today.
Today?
Yeah, before the show. I set a couple alarms because I took a nap before the show.
I do that here and there. It's pretty few and far between because if I set an alarm, I'm probably waking up early.
So I think I've probably talked about this before, but I do this thing where I'll set like literally 3 or 4
I do too.
Hours apart.
I don't set them hours.
I set them hours apart. Yeah, it's kind of most people think I'm a little nutty. One of my ex-girlfriends would.
Why do you set them hours apart?
Well, I figure I give a couple reasons. For one time I overslept when I worked at a weird hour. I worked at like 3 a.m. and it's pretty easy to oversleep if you miss your alarm.
Yeah.
You oversleep almost your entire shift. It's kind of scary. So that happened one time to me. And then ever since then I've been really paranoid. So
that's a decent reason.
Yeah. I set them. I mean, I could set them closer to each other, but the second reason is I kind of I'm not somebody who can just go to sleep pretty easily and like from wakefulness to sleepiness. But once I'm in that mode of sleepiness, I can usually sleep through most anything. I can sleep through like a tornado and whatnot. So usually when I wake up, if I'm still tired enough, I can go back to sleep. And it's almost like sometimes it's like a hack. Like if I don't have enough hours of sleep, like it feels like I'm getting more sleep. It's nice to wake up and look at my clock and be like, oh, well, I got 3 hours left to sleep. And I like going,
I agree with that.
Going back to sleep. Some people might think it's like, oh, you're not getting restful REM or they don't like it.
You're not getting like full, like deep sleep.
You're not. Yeah. But I feel like most of the time I wouldn't have enough time to anyway. Cause let's be honest, I get maybe 4 hours of sleep, 5 hours of sleep throughout the normal work week. And then like my days off are the days that I usually catch up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's so crazy how you can miss like hours of sleep consistently and then you can catch back up.
It really is.
Isn't that so weird how sleep works?
I think there's science to that. I think you can. I think that our bodies, I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but I feel like I've researched it before because there is speculation about also getting extra sleep.
And how it makes you drowsier when you wake up is what I've heard.
Yeah, but I've also read that people say that it can help. Like they did like studies where they've had people go like a long period of time with like less sleep. And then at the beginning of the week, they got like an extra 4 hours of sleep to prepare the week. You know what I'm saying? Like pre-sleeping.
Yeah.
Like on your days off.
I could see how that would work. So like I kind of figure sleep just kind of works like a bank.
Yeah, exactly.
For us,
Exactly.
You can withdraw and deposit hours.
That's what I would like to think. I don't know. Like, I don't know how sound the studies are, but I know they've done some studies and they've done tests where it's like the cognitive test, where it's like, how comparing people that have done it and haven't done it with less sleep.
You ever heard the stuff behind like people can predict the future through their dreams and shit?
Not particularly, but I've seen like dream not science, but like those books where it's like, this is what your dreams mean and all that kind of shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, how do you feel about that?
How do I think
I think there's some like, I mean, obviously there's some not supernatural element, but like spiritual, like people who believe that obviously you think there's something more than just,
just having a dream, just like telling a story in your head.
Something's coming into your brain to give you these premonitions. It's not like science,
So My both my parents are psychologists, and they go through, they both have their masters and everything.
Yeah.
I would think probably maybe not your specific scenarios you're in, but the way that you react to those scenarios in your dream probably has to do with you psychologically, I would think. Which
is the point that the angle I was going to take too, because there are people who think that there's just straight predictive, like you were saying, you can tell the future stuff. Something like that obviously is not scientifically, like your brain isn't going to be able to, I wouldn't think, be able to like predict the future. No, but I think a lot of people do. Like I think there's some credibility there with what a lot of people say, like your subconscious brain is thinking, or like,
think of like card readers and psychics and stuff. You don't believe in any of that, right?
Not really.
I don't really either. No. I think it's cool that we have that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in it. Just they probably look into their dreams and they think like, oh, this is going to happen to somebody.
Right. Like horoscopes kind of too. How the way they're worded. But so
horoscopes are just so broad.
Well, that's what I mean.
I feel like psychics try to get a little bit more specific than horoscopes personally.
But I feel like
I've never been to a psychic.
I haven't either, but I feel like they're working on the same principles.
Should we both go to a psychic one day and then
like a psychic?
Yeah.
Sounds like you're saying sidekick.
No, like a hand reader.
I was like Robin?
Like a hand reader or a tarot card reader.
I'd be down to do it.
I'd be open come to back it. Of the show.
We can do that. Where can we even find one? Is that
we have two in town.
Oh, really?
At least
like
two.
A business.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
There's probably more. One of them.
I didn't know that. Isn't that crazy that like that they can have a full functioning business like they're that? I wouldn't say successful, but obviously if
not successful, but
well, I mean, if they have a whole if they have a whole business over this,
successful and able to live are two different things.
I think just the fact that the doors are kept open, that's successful in my mind.
One of them I know is at Soul Essentials.
Yeah, that makes sense.
She sells like crystals.
I've never been in that place, but I've heard I've known people who have.
Oh, my sister loved it, and my
ex's sister was like really big.
And I know the lady that owns it. She's pretty cool.
Yeah.
She's actually a pretty cool lady. I don't really believe in the same stuff she does, but she's really
what's her
really
first
cool.
name?
I can't remember. I think it starts with a J. It's been a long time.
So I had a story. Well, I don't know if I told on the podcast before, but one time my brother was selling one of his car when I first moved to Ocala. We were roommates. And he sold his car to this lady who was, I think, like a co-owner or something. She definitely worked at Soul Essentials. And he ended up hooking up with her a couple times. I remember coming home from work and
that sounds like the demographic.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny.
He's like, I see you in my future.
Yeah. But I think there's a lot of credibility to the sleep thing, especially with having subconscious thoughts or like even this used to happen to me a lot as a kid because I used to have to fall asleep with the TV on when I was really young. I was like afraid of the dark.
Me too.
So I would always have like a TV on or something on, and almost every time I can remember, not every time, but a lot of the times I would fall asleep with whatever was on the TV the night before.
Usually for me, it
influenced my dreams 100%. I was a lot of horror movies and stuff. I remember, like I fall asleep like Friday the 13th or something, and then which is a horrible movie to fall asleep to, by the way. I think that's the one with Freddy Krueger, right? That's Nightmare on Elm Street. My bad.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Anyway,
Friday the 13th is Jason.
But yeah, straight up, like Jason would be in my sleep, and I'd be like, "Wow, I had the weirdest dream about Jason the night." Blah blah. This is before you could really, you really knew what was on TV. He had like TV guides and stuff. But I remember I would look the next day and be like, "Yeah, remember I was watching, Friday the 13th. That makes sense, That would happen a lot to the point where I would pick channels that I could fall asleep to and have like better dreams. You know what I mean?
Billy and Mandy, of course.
Mm-hmm.
There's a dream from a long time ago for me, and I remember it. It was like an 8-bit Billy and Mandy scene, and I like put myself in it in my dream somehow, and I just vividly remember that dream. So
we should do that. Like that should be another thing we should do for one of the podcasts. Is like for 1 week or something. Like I have a hard time actually sleeping with the TV on now that I'm older. I can never do it. I have to be really tired, but I've done it before. Maybe we should have a week where we just pick something to watch on TV and see like if it influenced their dream. That'd be fun.
I agree. My dad actually, he, like I said, in the psychology field and stuff like that. I caught him one morning like trying to whisper dreams into my ear. I'm not even fucking kidding, bro. Damn.
Eat broccoli. Imagine like a dad just
Finish your homework.
be successful.
No, literally, he was trying to like whisper something in my ear, and he woke me up by accident. I'm like, "What are you doing, dude?"
That's fucking hilarious.
He's like, "I'm testing out if I can influence your dreams."
What? You use me as a guinea pig?
Yeah, for real. I was like, "What are you, Dr. Phil?
Yeah.
What are your tests over here, man?"
Dr. Phil, that man is not a real doctor.
Oh, absolutely not.
He doesn't even have his PhD, does he? I think he has a. It's in something else, right?
Yeah, he has a PhD, but it's not in psychology.
Yeah. Isn't that funny how that's always the case? Like you get these like TV judges and shit.
We had a physics teacher at Vanguard, and I'm not going to dox him, but one of my favorite teachers of all time, probably top 3.
Yeah.
I had him for 2 classes for like 3 years. He was awesome. Anyways, he had 3 doctorates.
Yeah.
And he was a physics teacher.
Okay.
None of his doctorates were in physics.
Really?
I'm not even kidding. This guy had degrees out the ass. He worked for, I think it was the Air Force in like a physics department there.
Yeah.
But he had a degree in physics, just wasn't his doctorates.
That's wild. That guy sounds pretty interesting.
Oh, he was a genius.
Dude, I had a physics teacher
I've ever met.
that was wild. I think I've talked about it on the podcast before, but he was out there. He was crazy. He was pretty smart, but he apparently had been in the Air Force, maybe not the Air Force, like the Coast Guard or something. Yeah. This man was definitely making shit up though. Thinking back, even as a kid, I was like, there's no way he did all this shit. You know, like, he was out there. He was for sure out there, but interesting guy.
Speaking of the Coast Guard, you think they been handling the weather here lately pretty well?
I don't. A good one. Dude. I don't know, dude. The weather's been insane. Like I was frustrated today because yesterday we had like a little tornado come through. I'm pretty sure it was like a tornado right around my neighborhood. My fucking neighborhood is terrible. I have the worst luck with tornadoes.
My neighborhood is your neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly. I've had such bad luck with like rogue tornadoes and shit. My power is out for from 4 p.m. until like almost 1 in the morning.
My house, the power never went out.
Yeah.
But across the street, the power went out.
No, really?
Yeah, just barely.
That's the worst, dude. Like, not for you, but I'm always the guy across the street. That shit pisses me off.
Could you imagine, like, you're over there, like, playing fucking Monopoly, about to flip the table over because you're pissed, and you look across at your neighbors, and you see me playing like Breath of the Wild, just chilling.
Yeah, dude,
like in a great mood.
Happened to me. So, like, when I first bought this house, this has been a couple of years now. I've been in this house. It was around June. It was in June. Yeah. I had a rogue tornado several years ago come through. I just got off one job. And that basically happened to me. Like,
one job. You had 2 jobs. We weren't famous podcasters.
No. Now I can just step down to one job.
You step down to no job.
Yeah, no job soon. Yeah. Anyway, so I had a bunch of shit come down in my yard. I had a tree fall down, and then the tree, funny enough, not really funny, but the way it had fallen on this, it scraped the side of my house, which was kind of lucky, but it had grabbed the conduit, the power box on the side of my house. And completely just ripped it off the side of my house. And then it brought down, I'm sure, I don't know if you've seen, but my power line comes to the side of the house, to the road. There like a limb fell on it and ripped the power line down.
Holy shit.
But my house has like a separate branching power line that goes right to my house. And I was the only one in my entire neighborhood that didn't have power, obviously, because my power box is completely ripped off too. It took my line down and my fucking power thing. So everyone else had power, and I was just like, this fucking sucks,
Wind
dude.
was like, fuck this house. Fuck this house.
Yeah.
Fuck this house specifically.
Specifically, fuck this guy. We're going to take the line down and the fucking thing. So I was out of power for like days. Days and days.
You must have not been doing the rain dance correctly.
Yeah, no, I got fucked pretty hard.
I think it's crazy. So anyone who watches this probably at this point lives in this area.
Yeah, probably.
But if you don't,
knows, yeah.
Yesterday we had, it was only 20 to 30 minutes. It was a pretty short storm to come through.
Yeah.
But it fucked so much shit up.
It did. There was a ton of trees down,
man.
Tons of trees.
So many trees.
I was like counting my blessings, which I haven't done a property search from today's storm, which we got another storm today. Yeah. Which freaked the fuck out, by the way.
It was longer. It was about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't as intense.
It didn't tear shit up, though.
No.
For somebody, I'm sure it did.
I did, for sure, because that was the thing. I was looking at my phone. I got an alert. I don't look at the radar. I don't know this shit happens. Like, I had no idea that was going to happen yesterday. I was asleep, actually, and then I woke up at like 4. And the only reason, because I'm a pretty hard sleeper, weather doesn't really wake me up. The thing that woke me up was
weather keeps me asleep.
Yeah, usually.
If it stays.
Usually now I have a different perspective on it. I used to like rain and it's comforting.
I like how we most back around to
sleep. No. Rain is very comforting for me. For most people, it is, and everything like that. But when I'm awake, and it happens now with wind, I have like PTSD now. So I get a lot of like, I wouldn't say anxiety. I think people use that term. I guess, yeah, kind of anxiety.
I think anxiety is a term you can use pretty frivolously.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. I get kind of like anxiety now from all the trees that have fallen in my yard. Mm-hmm. So whenever the wind picks up, rain, not so much. Doesn't bother me. Lightning, almost not that bad. Even though I'm pretty sure lightning took one of the trees out in my backyard.
I have a little bit of a story about lightning, yeah.
But anyway, so when I'm awake, that freaks me out. But if I'm asleep, I'll sleep right through it. Anyway, I was asleep, and the thing that woke me up was my fan was off, and my house was fucking sweating. Because yesterday was pretty fucking hot. So I was fucking sweating. I'm like, damn, dude, my fucking power went out. And then I looked out my window, and I just saw like the wind just fucking roaring. And then anyway, on my phone today, I got a message, basically a weather alert thing, and it was like, yeah, upwards of 60, upwards of sex, and upwards of 60 miles per hour wind, and they're saying like quarter size hail that was gonna like damage cars and shit. And I'm like, yeah, Jesus Christ. Dude. But luckily, I don't think we got that bit of the hairiness.
We had some hail over here.
Yeah, but
we didn't have quarter size.
We didn't have 60 mile per hour wind either. I think
we had some shit over here. That's for sure.
We did, yeah, for sure, yeah.
I was at work, fortunately, when it happened. So I was in a well-generated, well-lit area the entire time.
I actually never lost my power today. Surprising. I thought maybe I would for a bit. I feel bad luck with that.
We almost did twice. It glitched on us a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. And I was home. I had already did my 8 hours for the day. Well, 7.5 because I had overtime. So.
Yesterday, so we work at a pretty prominent grocery store, and usually I've had the power go out there a couple times, but when it does,
generator,
it goes off and then it kicks right back on because generator. Like it takes like not even a second or two.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I swear it went out for 10 to 15 seconds.
Crazy.
No, like it was out longer than I've ever seen it, and people it's like the customers just couldn't comprehend what was happening. Honestly, like they all just stopped in their place.
It's funny how people are just like, what?
They're like, isn't this
the power's all right? Or people say the dumbest shit, you know?
We gotta be careful here.
Yeah. I know. Let's shift. You said that you had a funny lightning story, or do you want to get into that?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So my dad has a little speedboat, and we had a tree next to it, really small tree, nothing huge. Mm-hmm. But lightning struck the tree directly, and you could literally see the trunk was singed.
That's crazy.
Because the lightning. But the top of the tree, it literally like cracked down the middle.
Yeah.
And it fell over. It like rainbowed over the motor of the boat. Fortunately, it didn't hit the boat at all. Didn't even touch the boat.
Wow.
Crazy. That's lucky. Okay. Anyways, my dad and I, we go to get some tools and stuff so we can start cutting this tree up and getting rid of it.
Yeah.
And I think we borrowed it from my grandpa or something. We came right back. But by the time we get back, our neighbor is already, dude, talk about fucking Allstate over here.
Yeah.
All right. Our neighbor is already outside, has the tree flipped over on the ground now, and is cutting it up with his chainsaw.
No shit.
Into little logs. And so my dad and I are like, well, shit, man, we're not going to miss the party. People jump out of the truck and we start helping. Yeah. We got it done in like 20 minutes. It was it was fucking awesome.
That was awesome.
It wasn't a huge tree, but it was big enough to where it would have taken my dad and I at least like 2 hours alone.
Yeah. But trees take a long time to cut up.
It was our tree, and it fell over partially into their yard. It was mostly in our yard still. But, he took the initiative, and he's
that's
like,
awesome,
I'm gonna
man.
Take care of this.
Yeah, I love that.
But my dad tried to pay him $100 for helping out because, like I said, it was our tree. It was mostly in our yard. He did a lot of work in helping us out.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, man, we threw so many parties back in the day, and you never called the cops. He's like, really? Don't worry about it. I'm not even kidding.
Dude, that's awesome. That's an awesome neighbor.
Talk about like good neighbor stories. I couldn't ask for better neighbors. I have a drum set. Yeah, and nobody ever complained to us. We have neighbors on the other side that are, well, unfortunately, one of them's dead now. The wife, the dad or the husband's still alive. He has Alzheimer's, sadly.
Oh, that is very sad.
But they used to talk to us when we see them at the grocery store. Yeah. And when I started playing drums, we're talking, 8 years ago, probably.
Right.
They would see us at the grocery store and be like, we heard you playing the other day. You're getting better. We started getting up out of our seats and dancing.
That's funny, dude.
But like I said, not a single complaint from either of my neighbors.
That's awesome.
Coolest neighbors.
And if you were at an Airbnb, you'd be evicted. So
Well, yeah, the cops came. You're done.
Yeah.
Game over.
Game over, man. Which, speaking of which, this is a short tangent. Have you ever seen Workaholics? We might have asked you this
I've
before.
seen clips, but I've never actually seen.
Yeah, those guys are pretty funny. So like the main cast is they've done some stuff together. Like Adam Devine and I don't remember what the two guys' names are, but they have a podcast and they had a movie called Game Over Man on Netflix a while back. And it was like the same three people. It was like almost a parody of Die Hard. It's kind of funny. But anyway, I just discovered they had a podcast as well, and I've been listening to that, and it's pretty funny stuff. Good stuff. If you like the Workaholics sense of humor.
Yeah, I listened to Markiplier's new podcast. I
didn't know that. I don't know him that much. He does game streaming and stuff, right?
The only YouTube video I've watched, I know he's kind of funny. I've seen clips of him.
Yeah.
The only YouTube video I watched is when he did the Smasher Pass with all the Pokemon.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Fuck, what's the name of the podcast I've been listening?
That's a funny tangent I got.
I like how we're advertising other podcasts.
I know, it is funny. It is
called
crazy
Distractable.
how many people have podcasts though.
Distractable.
It's cool though.
Dude, I think podcasts have surged 10,000 in the last 3 years or something like that.
Easy, yeah.
Which I find funny because you and I are like, it's just consistency, and here we are 67 episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
They do have an audience.
We do, and it's fun,
sure.
Man. I love this. I love that. I think we talked about before, like 10 years from now, we'll still be doing it and it'll be huge. But just be able to go back to our episode 40, and like
episode 1, when we're sitting on your couch over there with the crummy USB.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about the Truman Show.
Exactly. Well, I think it's important. It's funny. That's the name of their podcast. It's important, or this is important. But I think it's cool because it's like you think of like when I was a kid, I've got like Polaroids and stuff when I used to go trick or treating. It's like these memories of like my old grandma's house, and it's you lose track of stuff like that, And I think we live in a generation where people might argue too many people are on their phones all the time with like recording TikToks and snaps and
World
stuff. World star. But I think it is important to record stuff. I think it's. I mean, I was
about to say we're in an era right now where we can keep everything. Like we legitimately.
Yeah, we don't have to be like, hey, talking to your grandchild. Yeah, I remember we had just, this happened when I was a kid. Like, actually,
you pull out your phone, and you're like, they're good. Actually, wait, sorry, that was a dick pic I sent to your grandma the other day.
It's like, we actually mentioned this in I told the story in podcast episode 16. Let's watch it, kids.
Yeah, I don't have to tell it to you again.
You don't have to worry about the game of like telephone of like it being
your fucking juice box. Sit down and listen.
Yeah. You don't even have to tell it. You just got to put the podcast on.
Imagine it's like 8 generations later.
Yeah.
And it's like, what did Grandpa do in that situation? Well, I'll let him tell you.
Yeah, right.
Just go ahead and press play on the podcast.
What's a podcast, Grandpa? Yeah. So anyway, there's this like trend, I guess you call it a meme or whatever, where it's like, you're talking about the Smasher Pass, which I feel like that was probably like a trend for a bit.
The Pokemon one was funny.
Yeah, but have you ever heard the she's a 10 but he's a 10 but you ever heard that?
No.
It's like a thing on I think it's on TikTok, but
that's why I haven't heard of it.
I don't know if it's just on TikTok. I think it's all around on tweet. People are tweeting about it. I'm not on Twitter either, but so what they do is it's usually they'll take a number, they'll be like he or she's a whatever, but this, and it's either it'll be like a butt that's good or a butt that's bad. So like
well, if she's a 10, she's probably got a good butt.
Yeah. So like this one, I'm looking at some tweets on here. It's like she's a 10, but she uses goggles in the pool.
Oh, I have heard this.
Yeah.
I just needed an example.
Okay.
She's a 10, but she puts the milk in before the cereal.
Yes.
Some shit like that. Yeah.
But it goes both ways. I've seen like he's a 5, but he does this, and it's like how does that put him at?
What is like one of your pet peeves? What's something that
I was trying to think about that before the podcast actually. I mean, I've got some like normal ones. I feel like smoking, like some, if a girl smokes.
I met a girl who actually owned her own business. She was older than me by like 6-7 years. Really, really cool fucking chick. Whips out a cigarette, and I'm like,
it kills me, man. Like I did date I dated one person who was a smoker. And I always told myself I would never date a smoker, and I really probably will never date another smoker. To be honest with you, I don't know what. Yeah. But yeah, smoking is one for me. Snoring kind of sucks, but it's not a deal breaker.
Oh my God. I'm not going to dox anybody. I am not going to dox anybody.
Yeah.
One of my very good friends dated this girl. We all told him not to fucking do it, and he did anyways.
I know what you're talking about.
This chick snored her way into our lives for 10 years. Every hotel, every Airbnb, anything she was at.
Yeah.
Like we literally, bro, we stayed in a 14-person cabin in the mountains. She was a floor above me.
Yeah. That is horrible.
Dude.
So
I couldn't believe it. And I will tell you what, this friend is the only person that could have ever dealt with it because he is the deepest dude. You could punch him in the face.
He's just unconscious.
He'd be like,
so they were the perfect match in that sense, huh?
Dude.
That's crazy, dude.
Snoring isn't a deal breaker for me.
No, it's not a deal breaker. It is a peeve of mine, though. Yes. I was with someone who snored. Okay, so they would either snore or they would grind their teeth. I don't know if you've been with someone that grinds their teeth.
Do you just like vibrate in the bed with them?
Oh man, I don't know what was worse because it would either be she would grind her teeth or she would snore. They were both really bad. I think grinding the teeth was the worst. It's like literally like rocks. Like, and she would tell me, she's like, "Well, I grind my teeth when I have like intense dreams or like angry dreams," is what she would tell me. Yeah, so like honestly,
she starts like grinding really hard. She's about to like punch you in the face.
Yeah, honestly, like when things weren't going great, she would grind her teeth. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Man. It was so bad that I would wake her up in the middle of sleep, like when she was grinding her teeth, especially because it sounded like she was fucking destroying her. I know she was destroying her teeth. I'm sure. I'm like,
no, that's not good for you.
No, and I think I probably
you can get TMJ from that.
Yeah.
TMJ sucks.
Yeah,
I just got over it.
Yeah. So, by the way, how'd you get over it? Was it the
steroids?
Grab a boy numbers?
No, it was steroids and time.
So, what are some peeves for you? I mean, those are kind of normal, basic ones. I feel like smoking, snoring.
No, that's all you really can have is normal, basic ones because you don't know if you have a peeve until you experience said peeve. You know. Yeah. So the only ones we can really go with are.
Yeah, I think there's probably weird ones, but until like you said, if you make notes of them, it's tough to just pull out the air right now.
So I hate when I'm sleeping with a girl and she tries to cuddle me, and I get hot real quick.
Yeah, I do too.
And I'll be like, I'll like push them off, and they get offended. I'm like, girl, I'm at 300 fucking degrees right now. Like,
yeah, you're right. It's so funny because it's like you see movies and stuff. This is the thing. As a kid, you're like, oh, it's so like that's love. You cuddle with someone, blah blah blah. And then in real life that happens, and it's cool for like a few minutes, and then I have the same experience. I get really hot. It's like I can't. This is uncomfortable.
I can't sleep.
Or like
I cannot sleep in
your arm is like underneath them, and then it falls asleep, and you're like,
and you wake up in the morning, and you're not sure if it has to get.
And you're fucking paralyzed, dude. All that shit is not functional in real life. It sucks. What about sleep talking?
I sleep talk.
You do?
Really bad. I sleep talk almost every day.
Did that? That's crazy.
Almost every
Have you
single
recorded
day.
It before?
No, but every single girlfriend or person, like every blade, everybody has told me I sleep talk.
Coherent, like sentences and stuff.
At times,
I had an ex who
more
did that
often
one
than
time.
not, it's coherent.
Yeah, it freaked me out the first time she started. Like I thought she was gonna like kill me in my sleep or something. Like she was saying some weird shit, dude. I ended up sleeping on the floor. I'm not even joking.
I'm thinking like little Nicky right now.
Yeah, it was
I
weird.
will eat your heart.
It's really weird. She might be listening, but I don't think she is. But I'm just gonna leave it at that.
She might be sleeping.
Yeah. She might be listening.
We can get her on here.
Yeah.
And put her to sleep. Okay. And then just let her.
Man, is it that bad? Is our podcast that bad? She just falls asleep. Like, damn,
no, we'll have to induce her.
Induce her. Okay.
We'll have to induce her with Compound V.
Yeah. Compound V. Oh,
that's the surprise I had for you.
Okay. Yes,
I'm very deep into the boys.
Dude,
now.
I love
that
it.
That sounded really bad. I'm not deep into the boys.
The boys. Hey,
I have watched.
It's almost Saturday night.
No, but I am at the end of season 2 right now.
Season 2, okay. Catch me up. What's going on? Because it's been a while since I watched the older seasons.
Huey just came out of the van and he has like a big thing stuck in his stomach, and they're trying to get him to a hospital. Okay. And then MM and Frenchie,
Mother's Milk. Okay.
They're in the insane asylum with Lamplighter.
Right now. Yeah. I think his name's Lamplighter.
Yeah, it's Lamplighter.
Yeah.
I just watched it before I came over here.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm so glad you're catching up.
Dude, I fucking love it.
Dude, it's a great show.
Listen. I have not binged a show in so long. I watched 5 episodes in one night.
Dude, awesome.
It is so good.
It is. I love it. That is definitely my favorite. One of my favorite, for one, TV shows on air right now, and for two, 100% like my favorite superhero show.
Absolutely.
It's great. It's fucking fantastic.
Absolutely. All the superhero shows are kind of trash.
Yeah.
Like I love the Marvel movies. Those are good. DC movies are not good. I'm not even gonna like venture out to say trash or okay. Yeah. They're just not good. Like they're not enjoyable to watch even.
Yeah.
But this show will fucking hook you like a fish.
Yeah,
and it will drag you through the water.
It will, and I just love how multiple times I've watched lots of shows and movies over the years that have had all kinds of shit. There's multiple times where I'll watch a scene and be like, I've never seen something like this before. Yeah, and it's like, holy shit.
I have a dude. So often I'm that motherfucker who you will see a movie with or watch a show with, and I will anticipate everything. Like, that's good storytelling right there. I know what's gonna happen. Yeah. It's stereotypical storytelling, which is not a bad thing. No, I'm not downing shows that I can predict because there are some very good shows that you can predict. Right. They just have that good storytelling. Yeah, and it's useful. This show, I will predict things and I am wrong every fucking time, and it is still incredible, and I love it.
It's great. I love it, but it's also like kind of like, not to go back to anxiety, but it gives me a little bit of anxiety sometimes, like just because it is such a dark show and like shit can go crazy, and like fucking one of the characters, Homelander, he's so like powerful, he's so sadistic, like I get scared for like these characters on the show, like you never know what he's gonna do, and like he can like in the snap of a finger he could kill everyone in the entire show.
In season 1, they do such a good job of making the situations tense when he's around.
They're very exactly, like eggshells. Yeah, and you can tell like
such a good job. Then in season 2, I think they kind of already established that like situations are tense with him around. And then they bring in Stormbreaker. I know I'm spoiling a lot of shit here, but
it's been out for a year old. So. Yeah.
And then they bring in Stormbreaker in season 2. Stormfront, sorry.
Yeah. Speaking of storm, fuck storms. Florida,
and she's kind of like the only thing that can stop him.
Right. She's the opposition.
I don't know how strong she is just yet. But
she can.
I don't want to hear that.
I'm not spoiling anything, but I would say she's.
Either way, I think she's the only reason that the tenseness is brought down
a little bit
from Homelander.
It's still tense.
Oh, it is still, and that's my point. They kind of already established that in the first season, so they don't have to make the second season as tense. Like you already know, like everyone's fucking scared.
Yeah. Like, and he does some fucked up shit. The guy's not like if you. The care. I like how kind of, I wouldn't say realistic. It is kind of realistic and not realistic. It's like obviously superpowers, but these people are like, they're not like.
It's more of a realistic look than like the traditional superhero
for
story. Sure. Like imagine if real people had superpowers. They're not going to be grandma's favorite grandkid.
No, they're kind of. I like how they show like with Homelander, and it goes as the show goes on. You see all these like flaws, and like he's super insecure, and like so even though he's super powerful, like he really cares about what the public thinks about him and what everybody thinks about him. And and you can just tell like you see his story where he was like he didn't have a father, he was in a lab and all this shit like that, and you could tell it like just totally fucked with his head. And these superheroes are like celebrities in this world, so like they already have big heads because they have these powers, but then they're also like on TV, they're getting these deals and they have all this money. They're doing drugs and like fucking sleeping with hookers and like
they have to hide all of it.
That stuff they do hide. And
the company's actually like, we need to fucking bury this. Like
it's very corrupt. It's like it's very
and it's all about like selling the heroes. Like
it's a brand.
There's been points where I've been like, are they even doing hero stuff anymore?
Like,
not
really.
Are they even helping people, or are they just doing like movies and shit?
No, exactly. And it's like that. I can see that happening. Like if this was there were superheroes, they would totally be doing this shit. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. For sure. At least the majority of them.
Yeah. There would be.
You might get
some decent ones, but
you're every here and there goody two shoes.
You'd be getting a lot of Homelanders though, sociopaths. I feel like a lot of like actors are like that, you know what I mean? Like just in the sense, not with the power, but like
it's really funny that you just brought that up because I watched a blooper reel from season 2 earlier. It was only a 3-minute video. Yeah. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, what if these people actually are pretentious because they are actors?
Well, it's funny, because like we talked about the story with the Flash guy, right? Who was
Ezra Miller.
The same episode we talked about the guy who played Homelander.
They haven't released an official statement, but people are pretty sure he's going to be dropped from every DC project that exists. Like he is no longer Flash.
He seems
so. I'm about to go sign up for the auditions.
Yeah, there you go, bro. Yeah, let's do it. No, but it's funny.
To work with Henry Cavill.
Yeah. It's funny that the guy that played Homelander, he was like, remember he went to a bar. That was one of the stories the same week. It was somewhere not in the United States, but he like threatened a bartender or something and broke a glass.
The guy who plays Homelander?
Yes. You don't remember that?
No.
I don't think you were into the boys as much at that time.
Absolutely.
But yeah, he did some crazy shit, and he paid like it was in Mexico or something, and he was able to like pay his way out of it. Basically, it's like
that's so fucking crazy.
It's kind of crazy, but at the same time, like that's such a Homelander thing to do. Let me bring up the story again to make sure I'm doing this justice. The actor
he was method acting.
Yeah, exactly. He was a little bit
he went full
too
Jared
much
Leto,
into
bro.
the character.
Holy shit!
The guy's name's Anthony Starr, which he isn't American either. I don't know if
he's not American.
He's not American. He's like British.
He is a star though.
Yeah. Let's see. Arrested. I don't think he was actually arrested, but he had charges in Spain. Okay, so we did talk about this, but I'll just briefly.
It's close enough to Mexico.
It says the boys actor Anthony Starr arrested in Spain for alleged assault. This is a little old, but. Says the voice actor Anthony Starr is arrested this week in Spain. Variety is confirmed with the city's police department, LA. Whatever. Local newspaper reported that Starr was given 12 months suspended prison sentence.
Damn.
With a $5,464 fine. So rather than do 12 months, this is how fucked up the system, at least in Spain, is.
I think that's any system.
Yeah, any system. But I'm just saying 12 months in prison or $5,000 fine, which is basically bribing.
We're about to segue here, okay?
All right, let me finish this story.
Yeah, no, you're good.
He said whatever must be paid into a court account within 72 hours. Blah, blah, blah. It says no comment on the reasons for his arrest, nor would have confirmed his 1-year suspended prison sentence. Let's see here. I know it had to do with. Okay, here we go. He's a New Zealander, by the way. He's an Australian or anything. It says the New Zealand Herald reported that Starr assaulted a young chef while inebriated at a pub. The 21-year-old chef was reportedly punched twice by Starr. A glass also reportedly factored into the assault, although it's unclear at the time whether the glass was smashed in the chef's face or thrown at the chef. The chef was taken to the hospital and reportedly received 4 stitches above his eyes. And then he said something to the guy. I don't have the quote, but it was something along the lines of like, "Do you know who I am?" Like I swear to God, it was something along those lines.
Actually, method acting.
Yes, like legitimately
fucking method acting.
Yes.
Oh my God, I don't know if I want to say it's funny, but it's fucking funny.
It is funny, dude. It is funny. It's kind of fucked up. It's very
ironic.
fucked up, but it is ironic.
And irony is the base of comedy.
Yeah. So anyway,
damn,
kind of crazy. So
it's very crazy.
But yeah, he's a little too much into the character. Good thing he doesn't have powers, man. That would be straight up real life
Homelander eyes over here, man.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, dude.
What was your segue? The system.
Just the prison system. It is the whole I've always found it like as a kid, I never understood bail.
Yeah.
It's like they're in jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then why can they pay money to not
be in jail?
And that makes it like, so if somebody has more money, then it's kind of like just a fine.
It's like a Monopoly card, like
it's like if you're Elon Musk, and you beat the shit out of some dude and you go to jail for battery, it's basically it's legal for a price.
Well, it would be battery because he doesn't use gas.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I agree.
Taking my own department from me. That was good. Sorry. No, I really like that.
No, I agree. That is pretty fucked up. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't understand the whole prison system and the bail and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I get the kind of gist of it. I've watched like a Dog the Bounty Hunter episode or two here or there. That's about my extent of the prison system. But bail, basically, you can pay that while you're waiting to plead your case, right? Yeah. Where you don't have to say, otherwise you have to wait and sit jail jail is where like the holding cell, right?
That's so crazy.
And prison's
to me,
like
dude.
where you're sentenced.
That's so.
It is crazy that it's okay.
And then if you go to prison, you can get on a bond.
Right.
Sometimes.
That it's like completely acceptable that literally we paid. It's like pay to win. It's like Diablo Immortal in real life. You got enough money.
I didn't know if you knew about that or not.
Yeah. Have we talked about that at all?
No, we didn't talk about that.
We can talk about it a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
I have a slight bit of knowledge on it.
Yeah.
But like, I just
real life pay to win
baffles me. It just absolutely baffles me. What's up, Paul?
It does baffle me as well.
Oh, great. We're talking about corrupt systems with Paul in the chat.
Yeah. Is he down?
He's the wrong person to excite about this stuff.
Yeah. The whole system. I mean, everyone's been saying that for a long time, obviously, but it is kind of a pay to win society, I guess. You know, if you're freaking celebrity, you can assault a bartender and just pay a fine.
Paul has a comment here. Because you're innocent until proven guilty, well, then everyone should just be able to roam free.
Right. It should be.
Why do you have to be charged money?
You got to pay that DLC fee, man.
the jail DLC.
Yeah.
You get the soap on a rope for this place.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That is kind of whack, though. They say that. They're like, yeah, it's innocent until proven guilty, but you can't really get the innocent part. You got to pay for that part, you know? Like, what?
You got to pay for that part.
That's not right.
Imagine if a Diablo Immortal put you in jail.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you have all these rights, but that comes at a cost. You know, you don't get these for free. Yeah. So I don't know if we mentioned it, but I think we might have mentioned it. Like, there's like a price tag of how much money you needed to get like max in the game. It's like over 100. It was 100,000 or something like that.
Yeah, it's over 100,000 to get where you could like literally.
It's insane. It sucks, man. It sucks so bad because I've.
Which if you're a streamer or something like that, and you do this kind of stuff for a living, like the games,
content and shit,
then you have the money to do it, and it's just going to make money back for you. You know, if you have to be a pretty big streamer to make 110,000. That's a good chunk of change.
Exaggerated right there,
But still, you can pay 20-30 grand.
There's a lot of streamers doing it. I mean, they're making a joke of it, kind of thing.
Good night, Paul. I appreciate you popping in for a minute, man.
All right, thanks for joining us, Paul. I think it's kind of crazy. I think it's one of those things that people are saying like, oh, if you don't like it, you don't have to do it. You don't have to pay, blah blah. Yeah, but it is kind of like that slippery slope.
If you want to play the game though,
and
you want to do well in the game, you have to pay.
It's PvP too. Yeah,
it's PvP.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like how Elden Ring did things.
But
because Elden Ring is obviously a sole player game, but you can do PvP, and they had to balance some of this shit, which ideally it wouldn't have mattered if you're just a solo player, but because it's PvP, they had to come in and they had to make some tweaks.
Yeah.
This game, if it's PvP,
I think to be fair, there's just a portion of PvP. I don't think it's in game, like in
for Diablo Immortal.
Yeah, I think there's
just like Elden Ring,
Battleground,
just like Elden Ring, though. They need to come in and they need to tweak that a little bit.
Yeah,
they need to
balance it for sure, 100%.
Exactly. It's not okay that someone can pay 10 grand.
But even for the PvE portions of it, that's not fair. That you have to be. Because I think in-game stuff, like you have to be strong enough to fight these bosses that you probably won't be able to.
Well, you can grind for stuff though, and I get that,
but not to the level like it's literally like 600% like stronger or something with this gear. Like I'm not even kidding. I was watching some videos, and like the gems and shit, the legendary gems, you get scale your character like insanely. Like I think it's upwards of 600% stronger.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I said, I had very basic knowledge of this.
I don't have like incredible knowledge. I've watched some streamers talking about it though. So I don't know. Like I might not be 100% on that, but I know that.
How have microtransactions not been figured out yet? That has been the number one pet peeve in gaming for the last like 6 years. 6, 7 years.
The game's a 10, but it has microtransactions.
Yeah, since
what is the game?
since EA started with the microtransactions, it's literally been like the number one thing on every gamer's mind. I don't want microtransactions. And then who was it? It was either EA or Activision came out and they're like surprise mechanics or whatever, or something like that. And it was literally loot boxes, but they changed the name of it.
Surprise mechanics, yeah.
And then I know they went to trial over it because technically it's gambling.
It is, yeah. And depending on
here's $10, I want this gun, but it's gonna be random, and that's literally gambling.
It's interesting because for just an example, like Apex, I played a little bit of Apex, and they have loot boxes, you know. But there are certain countries that's banned, and now they actually have literally like law. It's law that you can't have loot boxes. So like for example, if you change your region to, I don't remember where it is, Belgium or something like that on your Xbox, and you're playing Apex or whatever system you're playing on, like there in the game, there's crafting material as well that you can get, which you can use to create skins and stuff like that. You can get that out of loot boxes as well. But if you change your to a region that doesn't have loot boxes, instead of like those chests you get after so many levels, rather than it being like random chests, you get crafting material. So it's almost like a hack that you can do. So you just get crafting material every time.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So you can just do that.
So interesting, dude.
I know. Because you can make almost all the things in the game from crafting material. But yeah, I don't know.
Neato, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
But yeah, loot boxes are kind of like cancer a little bit, you know.
All microtransactions. I'm cool with microtransactions.
Cosmetics are okay, I think.
Cosmetics are fine, but they need to make them affordable. You know, maybe like 50 cents.
Yeah, it just sucks because I don't know. Nowadays, I could be talking on my ass. I really don't know. I think a lot of people are older who game now. It's like
I think the demographic. I think the demographic probably starts in like the early 40s now, and it just goes down, like all the way down.
But you think
like
of video games, you do think the main audience is going to be children, younger people.
Well, I would think that would be about 10 years ago. Now the audience has expanded a little bit,
and that's what I was
like you
going
were
to say.
saying. I think older gamers have grown.
Okay, so I won't say maybe the main audience. I think a good portion of it is like when I was a kid. Obviously, like my dad would play. You know, they had arcades and stuff, but the transition from an arcade to like a console was very big for at least I've noticed.
And then you get to Xbox
people.
Live and you're like, how did this even happen?
Yeah. So like, but I think nowadays, like my generation has grown up playing games. So yeah, I think a lot of the people are definitely older, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, either way, you got these younger people, and it's kind of predatory a little bit. I mean,
absolutely.
Maybe not even just a little bit.
Well, I think they mostly aim for younger kids still. Hey, what's up, Brandon? Thanks for topping in, man.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Dude, I've never played Valorant. It looks like fun, but when it comes to the aesthetics, I've heard the money for the aesthetics.
What the worst thing is, and I saw this from like a TikTok or something. Was it CS:GO or whatever?
Yeah, CS:GO.
Dude, I think they were like, I could be wrong, but I think they were on the fringe of like before these loot boxes, and like there's like an auction house and shit like that.
But you can actually make money off of it. Like there's a
like
whole
it's insane. There was a thing that somebody put on there was a knife, some sort of knife, and it's like it's a one kind. It's like the blue blah blah blah. It was like literally he listed it. He's like you can't get this for less than like $3 million. $3 million.
Yes.
Dollars.
That's right.
A fucking knife in a game.
I understand.
It fucking blew my mind. I was like reading through the comments, but like this is like trolling someone. Like no, like that's the fucking legit. You know, it's this quality. You're not gonna find a quality knife like this. I'm like, dude, this is a game. This is a fucking item in a game. Millions of dollars.
Dude,
people are fucking.
The only reason I can defend the CS:GO stuff is because it's a market. You can make and lose. No, it is insane. I'm not denying that.
But they have like
but I am
like
saying
loot boxes with that too, right?
Yes, but it's a market. You can resell the stuff. Like
Diablo 3, when it launched, it had the auction house, a real money auction house for items.
Yeah,
and that was before Immortal and everything, and people. That was fucking cancer.
When they expect you to spend like a fuckload of money on something you can't resell for some reason, that's a little bit different in my opinion. Brandon said, here's the thing with CS, will allow you to resell. So I sold my entire CS collection to other people and made $600 into my Steam wallet that I use for games. Like I said, it's a market. You can resell stuff. You can make money.
I mean, technically, though, if you look at some of the stuff, like even Apex, people sell their accounts that have skins and stuff on it.
Yeah, people sell whole accounts on a lot of different games.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is crazy to me.
It is. But yeah, I couldn't believe that, like millions of dollars for this like in-game knife, and people were like stoked about it.
But whoever bought it probably made millions of dollars off CS:GO, off of selling other things.
We talked about NFTs before on here, right?
I don't know, but I think they're goofy, and I think they're dying.
I think we talked about it a little bit, but what's the difference there? I mean, it's just something that has no.
But that's a market, though.
It is, but
I never said there's.
Yeah.
Listen,
it's kind of bullshit, right?
I agreed with you. It's insane. It is absolutely insane. But if anyone who wants to get into that market,
I think we talked about. We did talk about it a little bit because I was telling you about how they're talking about injecting the NFTs into like games and stuff and making like NFT games and stuff like that.
Yeah, and there was an NFT show.
Really?
People were trying to, I think it was Seth Green that was trying to make.
I was gonna say, I read something about Seth Green. He had these like monkey ones, and then somebody like stole a bunch of them, like scammed him or something, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Which is kind of ironic that he.
I just know that the show never made it off the ground, really.
Yeah, because he lost his apes.
Oh, he did?
I gotta look this up. This is fairly recent. I thought we talked about this. I guess we didn't. During the filming or something of it, he lost NFT apes.
Did he lose the rights to them or something? Like, did other people own the NFTs and like, you can't use my NFTs?
So this is what it says. It says Seth Green's stolen bored apes is back home. So I guess he got him back. But it says Seth Green's kidnapped bored apes returned home. He paid $300,000 to recover his stolen bored apes.
My God. Were they being held for ransom or something?
Yeah. So it says actor Seth Green has been reunited with his Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT, lost in a phishing attack last month, according to BuzzFeed report. Green reportedly paid 165 Ether, more than 295,000 at the current price for the NFT after it was sold on to a collector.
So he paid with crypto to purchase an NFT. It was just kind of
and then I guess he paid for it, and then it got sold to someone else. I don't know how this fucking shit works, but anyway, his shit got stolen, but apparently he just got it back. But apparently it was around that time when they're making the show, and then I think that was what caused issues with it. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's insane, dude. I can't even scratch the surface of the NFT stuff, but I guess it's kind of in the same ballpark. It's a digital thing that isn't real, that people have value to it, you know. It's a weird world we live in right now. I don't know what else to say about it.
No, NFTs have nothing backing them, really, unlike crypto, which is crypto is actually like a code or an algorithm.
Like transactions or something.
There's actually something behind crypto. It's not physical, but it is something, and then money is backed literally by nothing.
Supposed to be gold standard, but it's not.
It's not anymore. But NFTs are legitimately like nothing. That's what the argument is there. But like I said, if people want to make a market and compete in it, I'm glad they have that option. I think that's fair. Personally. So.
Well, I think that was part of my argument that we talked about the other day about the people cutting Pokemon cards and then how they have value, and you're like, well, it's dumb because
we're never going to agree on this.
It's not important, but it's the same as a NFT. I guess it'd be like deleting an NFT, but actually, I don't think it's the same because a card is actually physically there's something there. It's whether you think that card isn't worth anything or not.
I'm not starting this. Okay. We're never going to come to an agreement on it.
Okay,
we're both gonna like say our point 3 times and still not agree.
All right, what do you got? What else?
What do I got? Shit. Oh wait, every high schooler's dream happened recently.
Oh boy,
a bunch of high school kids broke into an $8 million mansion and threw a party like Project X style.
Really?
Which I think is cool as shit.
Yeah.
I as a high school, I went to a couple abandoned house parties, and then I stopped going to them because every single time somebody would shoot a gun.
Really?
Every time. No,
for no reason, just like in the air.
Yeah, just I'm having a good time. Pow, pow, pow. Here's my Glock, bitch.
Kids are so dumb.
So I stopped going. Fortunately, because
of Fortnite.
Those were dangerous, man. Fortnite.
That's why the kids are shooting. Right?
Fortnite wasn't a thing back then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Fortnite was after I got to high school.
Doing the dance though, for sure.
Yeah, the floss started. Actually, I was the one who started the floss.
Dude, you should have got money for that.
Yeah, for real, dude. I didn't copyright it.
Yeah, you should have got that.
I was like
royalty.
I was a corked up white boy busting it down sexual style. Brandon said, "What about Pokemon cards?"
No, we don't have to talk about that.
Well, we can dip back into it for a moment. Brandon actually opens Pokemon cards on his stream.
Oh, does he?
He does.
Oh, okay.
So, Brandon, we were talking about how people will donate money for streamers to either bend or cut packs or, damage the cards in some way so they lose their value. And you don't know what's in the pack. And then you open it and you go through, and next thing you know, you have a really expensive card, or maybe you don't. And so for me, I was saying it's literally a gamble. Like, they're getting a $50 donation and maybe they have a $100 card in there. And Trenton thinks it's stupid because he says it's wasteful and nonsense, which to an extent, I do somewhat agree with that. But for me, I think it's just a form of content that they like to do.
Well, I agree. It's a form of content I like to do. I didn't disagree with it. I just don't like it.
I think it's fair content. I think to me, it's just a card. See, whether it's worth like a lot of money or not.
I disagree with the gambling part. I see like going to the card room as gambling, or like
I get
blackjack as gambling.
Yes, it is.
You've already paid for this product. This product is already, you're just destroying it for content. You're right. And I don't like it. I don't like it. You're not going to convince me to say that. I know. I think that whole generation of anything destroying things, it pisses me off, honestly. But I come from a different generation, so that kind of stuff I don't find as entertaining me. It makes me angry. But to each their own, that's fine.
I feel like it is wasteful, but it's entertainment. Aren't fireworks wasteful? To be fair,
I don't really like fireworks either.
God, Trenton's a buzzkill.
No,
his 4th of July is gonna suck. No Pokemon cards or fireworks.
That's also different too, because I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it.
What if someone paid you $50 to strap a pack of Pokemon cards to a firework?
I don't collect Pokemon cards, so someone's giving me money. Are they providing the Pokemon cards? So I'm not gonna pay the money for the.
So you don't care if you're the one doing the destroying of the Pokemon.
Well, cards. I would never. I'm not participating in that. It's not.
But if someone gave you a pack of Pokemon cards and $50 and said, "I want you to strap this to a firework and launch it," would you do it?
Are you gonna pay me $50 to do this?
I would consider it now.
Yeah.
Because then you'd be a hypocrite.
A hypocrite?
Yeah. Because you would be destroying a pack of Pokemon cards.
That's different.
How is that different? Because you get $50?
I don't know. Like, you're saying you're going to give me money to do something that doesn't have a lot of effort to it. I'm not going out of my way to do this content. If someone's going to give me money to do something and I'm right there, you're going to destroy them anyway, obviously.
I'm moving on.
Okay.
I'm moving on. Back to the party.
I'm not saying like I'm a fucking saint and I wouldn't do something. I just say that I think that's people like go out of their way to make their. I don't like it.
You said it pisses you off.
It does piss me off.
So why would you do it?
Money, dude.
Exactly.
I disagree with you. Say it's gambling. I don't see it as gambling. I think it's.
I do.
Yeah, I know you do.
Absolutely.
And I don't. So I think it's just people being stupid.
So the $8 million house, these people went on vacation, and what's crazy is the address was set 5 days in advance. So they knew that the owners of the house were going to be gone.
Yeah.
Somehow. And I don't know if they had like a family member who was like a high schooler who was like, hey, my parents will be gone or anything, but the house was like destroyed. They went crazy. There were kids boxing in the living room, dude. But yeah. I will tell you right now, had I been a high schooler,
did they not have cameras in their house?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much video.
Yeah.
There's Snapchats, there's TikToks.
So these people that they knew that this was going to happen, basically, or that there were people in their house throwing a party. They had to.
I don't know. Maybe.
Dude, I have like $30 cameras and I get alerts on my phone. Like if the wind blows too hard in my backyard, like how do these people not know there's a fucking.
Maybe they were drunk in like the
house X party at their house.
Maybe they were drunk in Bora Bora or something.
And what about like their neighbors? Their neighbors didn't.
I don't know.
Give a shit.
I didn't read too much of the story, but I just wanted to point out, like, if I was given the opportunity, I absolutely would have been there. I don't know about at this age now, like 23. I'm a little bit too old for it now. But at like 18, 19, 17, 20, I would have been there. I'd have been there. Anything over 20, I can't promise I would have been. But, and 20 and below down to like 16, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm going to be there, you know?
Yeah.
And I just think they're a bunch of shithead kids. And I was a shithead kid. And I find it funny.
I think most kids are. At that age.
But I do hope that the family didn't have any like heirlooms or anything sentimental that was destroyed during the party, because that wouldn't be very cool.
Say heirlooms?
Anything, you know.
Like Apex? They cost them like $160 each, probably.
I don't play.
That's what they call like the super rare. Each character has like a super rare. Not every character, but it's like a melee. It's a cosmetic, but it's really hard to get. Yeah, hopefully not. I mean,
I don't. I mean, obviously, these people live in an $8 million house. They have the money to replace everything. There's insurance, but you can't replace some stuff. So I hope anything that is like really sentimental was not destroyed. But fuck their TV, fuck their couch, fuck their chicken strips specifically.
Yeah.
I mean, they like this is just funny as shit to me.
I gotcha.
And I hope none of the kids got like serious trouble over it. Because that also comes down again to like peer pressure and stuff. Like, you're not going to come to the party, Jenny. Like, what the fuck? Like, everyone's going to be there. You know? And that is, I can say movies don't capture high school perfectly, but shit like that does happen. Like now it wouldn't be like that. It'd be like, you're such a sussy baka. You're not going to be at the party or something.
What?
A sussy baka. I don't know.
Baka.
I'm just quoting shit that the kids say now, dude.
Is that a thing? Baka? I've heard sussy.
Sussy baka.
I heard sus.
I don't know what the fuck a baka is.
Sounds like a Star Wars fucking character.
You're right. It does.
Chewbacca.
Dude.
That's crazy.
But no, like peer pressure still does happen. I just think
people cut
the terminology and the strategies are a little bit different now, you know?
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Absolutely though.
Yeah.
I condone the children having fun.
You condone it?
I mean, I'm not in charge.
Are they cutting cards up at those parties?
They
You'd be pissed if they are.
You just see them like throwing like Pokemon cards into the
But just to be fair,
Hollow Charizard.
Just to go back to that, I'm not a huge Pokemon fan. Yeah. I watched it growing up. I watched the cartoon, and I don't think I had cards, to be honest with you. I had Yu-Gi-Oh cards. We've talked about it before.
Either.
And it's more of the principle. I don't think the card stock has the value. It's just the principle of it that annoys me. And I think it's different if you're offering me money to go out of my way to do this. I'm not like doing this for content. You know what I mean? That's like somebody saying, I'll give you $100 if you chug this, I don't know, bottle of Jack Daniels.
That's not wasteful.
It's not something I would do.
You're drinking.
Yeah, you're right. It isn't wasteful, but it's wasteful to your liver, I guess, maybe. It's not something I would do.
Your liver can't use
It's not something I would do like just on my own fruition. But if someone went out of my way, like they're like, I'm gonna give you this money to do something. I don't think it's the same as like making your living off it or doing content for it. But I guess you don't understand what I'm saying.
No, I don't, because I'm not going to agree with you.
I don't know. It just pisses me off. It's annoying. People being destructive of property just annoys me. I don't know.
So how do you feel how about the kids in the $8 million mansion? Do you condone it?
As a 33-year-old now?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I can see kids doing it. I don't really condone it.
No.
I don't think it's good, but
I don't think it's good.
I mean, as a kid,
I absolutely do not think it's good.
I can understand it as a kid, but I'm not a kid anymore. So
not a single one
do that.
Not a single one of those children will forget that night.
I feel like
that is going to be a story for the rest of their lives that they're going to tell. I was at the $8 million mansion party.
Yeah.
They actually, I think the cops made like 30 arrests already.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
No, I mean, you have different perspective as you get older. Like I can see that as a kid.
You wouldn't want people breaking into your house and partying.
No.
I agree and I get that.
Yeah.
My view on it though is like I said, that's a story for the fucking ages for those kids.
I think
the rest of their life
It is. I don't know. I feel like it's not like an old man saying this, but our generation, like the younger kids, especially with viral videos and TikTok. When I was a kid, we didn't really have internet. We didn't have viral videos.
You didn't have TikTok. You didn't have Snapchat.
And kids were doing stupid shit.
You had to fucking call the house phone and be like, is Jessica home?
Yeah. Talk to the dad.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying kids didn't do stupid shit. Kids did stupid shit all the time, but I think with the potential of viralism and like blowing up, I think it definitely encourages kids to do. I'm not saying maybe this specific incident, but it encourages people to do more stupid shit, more destructive shit.
I can agree with that. Or maybe it's just reported more.
It could be both, but I feel like it's the whole thing of like, if people aren't going to see it, I think a lot more people are more encouraged to do things if they have a clout or they have like an audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree with that.
And I think the perspectives are different. When you're younger, you didn't have that mindset as much, maybe.
There was a guy on Twitch who like went to the Lincoln Memorial and like climbed on top of it.
Yeah. There were still dumb people
because he had an audience. Like they were telling to do, and the dude was drunk.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Ass.
I mean, that's the thing about when you get drunk though. Like you don't make good decisions, and you have like an audience of people telling you to do shit. It's just going to make things
hundreds
worse.
Of people potentially. Yeah.
Thousands. Could be.
Yeah, he got arrested. He got in a lot of fucking trouble for that.
Yeah.
And honestly, you can't blame the audience, but they didn't help. That's the thing.
Sure. Like you got trolls everywhere, so like you're gonna.
I think
gaslight.
I think they should probably start teaching kids pretty young to be more responsible online nowadays, because as soon as you get a little, fucking rectangle, bam, right onto the
every
internet.
kid has now.
Whatever you want to do
it's
on
tough,
there,
man. It's tough. That's a hard thing to tackle now, though. I mean, you can try, you can do some preventative stuff, but I don't know I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah,
because you can only do so much. Kids are still gonna be easily encouraged. Like I said, I'm sure shit that happened when you're younger, but you have like 2 friends, it's a lot smaller. Like you didn't have an internet audience. People didn't have a camera at their fingertips with every phone, to record these fucking crazy shit they were doing
and get people in trouble.
But also like record it or broadcast it, and
why am I going to do this if I'm not going to be remembered forever?
Exactly. Like, what's the risk? It's like risk reward. Like, what's is it worth the risk to do this? If I just have 2 friends with me and people did stupid shit, but it's like back then it was just stories. You just tell stories and people made shit up.
Yeah,
some people still make shit up all the time, but I don't know. It's the double-edged sword we talked about. Technology is great, but it's also can suck. Like, I think it's amazing that we can record so many things from our childhood, or like even this podcast, like 20 years from now, we can hopefully this will still be on Spotify or whatever it is.
Fucking like vegetable cans and a string to the radio station.
Yeah. We can bring this up, and be like, oh, look at this shit we did when we were way younger, 20 years younger,
Yeah.
And our parents could really, that wasn't a thing so much for our parents and their parents. Yeah, like photos and photo books.
All they could do was the radio, but Howard Stern had a monopoly there.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know.
Does he still do anything?
Mm-hmm. Dude, it's so funny you mentioned that, because I was on a weird part of YouTube earlier today. And
was it the one where you're shooting hot dogs at people?
No, there was a video on Howard Stern of him like talking to a serial killer. Like straight up. Did you hear that? That was so creepy. I listened to it. It was like 10 minutes, but he was talking to a guy that allegedly was a serial killer. But from the way the guy was talking, it sounded pretty legit. Like, it was creepy. Like, he was asking a question like, how many prostitutes have you killed? Oh, like 12, It was definitely like, you hear people calling the radio stations all the time, make like, troll and stuff. But I don't know. I'm not like a psychologist or a voice pathologist, but just the way he was talking and stuff, it definitely didn't sound like a troll or anything like that. But
yeah,
he went on for like 10 minutes talking to this guy about why he killed prostitutes and all this kind of stuff. And it was really fucking creepy, man. It creeped me out a little bit.
Who do you think's like the creepiest serial killer?
The creepiest serial
killer
you
know of? I have one. You want me to say mine real quick?
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay.
Freaks me out.
Ted Bundy's pretty far up there.
Ted Bundy's insane.
Especially because he was in Florida.
Yeah.
Gainesville area, I think.
I don't know if he was Gainesville area, but I think he might have been Tampa.
Let me see.
He was either Tampa.
Well, he probably moved around in Florida.
He was either Tampa or Panhandle, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he was in Gainesville. Either way, the problem with Ted Bundy for me is that apparently he was like a real normal, real attractive dude.
Yeah. Like, and in grocery parking lots.
Absolutely would have never expected that from him.
Yeah. Okay. He died. Dude, that creeped me out. I was like, there's no way he's that young. He died January 24th, 1989 in Stark, Florida, I was born in 1989.
In Stark?
Yeah.
In Stark?
Stark, Florida.
You might be right. He might have been in Gainesville then.
I'm pretty sure.
Stark is just north of us.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I didn't know he was that close.
Yep.
Wow.
Probably look it up, but
there's a whole Netflix special about him.
Yeah, I've seen some
89?
stuff about him.
He died in 89? I didn't know.
33 years ago.
Damn. Oh.
Yeah.
Are you the reincarnation?
Oh, shit. Good point. I was born in Stark too. No, I'm kidding. I wasn't born in Stark. Yeah, I know he definitely did some killing in Gainesville. I don't know if that was like his main like area or not. I'm sure he did travel around Florida.
So are you sticking Ted Bundy?
I don't know, man. Gacy was pretty fucking.
Did you read that in the comments just now?
Huh?
You read that in the comments just now?
No.
Brendan just commented.
Oh, really? No, I feel like Gacy's a pretty common, like, most people know about Gacy. He's creepy. Clown.
Yeah, he was pretty
children
scary.
and stuff.
Jeffrey Dahmer like cut off people's heads and keep them in his freezer though, and eat the bodies.
Yeah, he was creepy.
And you just look at him and you can tell.
And he was like, he was really weird dude. He was like young males, right? Guys, like young guys. Man. You'd have like sex with them and stuff.
Yeah, me and Ted Bundy would not have gotten along.
No, you probably would have. That's the scary.
He would have gotten along with me. I would not have gotten along with him.
Well, that was the scary thing. He was really charismatic. People didn't know how fucked up he was. Like, he was a real convincing guy. I don't know. Like, those are like, I feel like those are iconic ones that we can think of and draw into our memory. But I feel like there's a lot more terrifying ones that we probably don't even know about.
I was about to say, how many do you think there are that haven't been caught? Like, I know the Zodiac Killer. Jack the Ripper hasn't been ID'd.
Yeah, the dude that on the Howard Stern show, like the FBI actually
never ID'd him.
Never ID'd him.
Wow.
I was reading comments on the YouTube video, so I don't know how legit that is, but that was from like 90 something when they did the interview, and like they said that like he had certain information about cases that a random person wouldn't legit know. So like it was pretty creepy. Like the Night Stalker. Have you heard of the Night Stalker? Yeah. Creep into girls' windows and stuff. Kill them at night. Damn. The movie Scream was I think we talked about it was in Gainesville. A guy that was like killing people in the colleges in Gainesville.
It was based in Gainesville?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
You take like a screwdriver or something and like he kept like
that would be horrible. I'd want just like a clean cut. You know?
Yeah. And he was pretty fucking creepy because he would like rape the females and then like leave them in weird positions, like position their bodies, take their clothes off, so they'd be like embarrassing when their parents came in or whatever.
That's terrible.
It really is. And they didn't show that in the movies and stuff, obviously, but yeah, it's pretty. There's a lot of really bad ones. I don't. I've watched like Criminal Minds, but I've watched some of those documentaries about like serial killers and stuff. Like there was one, this lady. There's a whole series on Netflix. There's a mini, I'm sure, but they had it was episodically, and they showed different killers that were kind of like different. And there was one lady who would she would get these older people that didn't really have a lot of families, and she would take them in and like take care of them. And a lot of the times they had like mental disabilities and stuff, and she would like take them in and be like a motherly hen type character and just feed them and stuff, and then she'd poison them and slowly kill them and then bury them in her backyard.
That's messed up.
And she did it for like, and then collect their social security. And apparently she was like in her 40s, but the way she dressed looked like she was like a sweet grandma. Like she wore really thick glasses and like did her hair and stuff. Like she looked way older than she was. It's really fucking creepy. But
pretty whack, dude.
Yeah, pretty whack. There's a lot of.
She went from MILF to GILF, baby.
Killer GILF,
dude.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the girls on YouTube or whatever? They have their own podcast too, where they just talk about like true crime and do their makeup. One of my friends watches that shit.
What is it?
They talk about like really like bad cases,
and they do their makeup while they
just like do makeup like on video, and they just talk about like these horrible murder cases and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I listened to one because I was in a car with one of my friends, and she put it on her radio or on her aux.
Her radio.
And I'm like, what is this?
That's creepy.
It was really like, it was keeping me engrossed though. It was pretty impressive, dude. Yeah. It was pretty impressive. She could go through and she just knew this entire story where she could explain it.
Yeah.
And like do her makeup without really looking at her notes. I think she looked like one time at her notes. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's impressive.
I'm gonna say, but it's such a weird,
researched more than our show for sure.
It's such a weird genre of
that is weird. I know true crime is pretty big. It's interesting, that kind of stuff. You get caught on it.
Dude,
like,
I would not listen to true crime. That shit would scare me.
Yeah, I don't listen to true crime. I've listened to like horror podcasts. At work and stuff.
Watch the horror animes.
Huh? Dude,
the scary animes.
Yeah, that whatever that guy is, Ito in whatever. Some creepy shit, man. It makes them creepy. Yeah, I like horror stuff. There's one thing though, horror and then like real life horrors are two different things, I guess. I do find those documentaries interesting sometimes, but yeah, isn't it weird how like I feel like females are really into that kind of stuff, like serial killer documentaries and stuff. You know what I mean? It's always people like you don't expect either. You're like,
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
but maybe they're like trying to live through like the stories a little bit. Be like, it's exciting.
I've known people who are like that though, and they're like they don't like horror. And they're like, I'm scared, and then they're watching these like real life fucking horror about like talking about people getting their heads bashed in and shit. I'm like, this is way worse than a fucking horror movie in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to worry about xenomorphs like caving my head in. Like that's not a thing. I mean, it depends who you ask, I guess. But I haven't seen these, aliens. I'm sure they're real, but
I'm sure some people are actually scared of like the xenomorphobia.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Probably.
I'm sure there's somebody out there.
Like somebody who's not a child. Do you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fuck,
I'm
terrified. Hey, Jackie.
Oh, Jackie.
Thanks for joining us.
What's up?
Literally, Jackie.
Yeah. She goes, xenomorphs. No.
I think she's talking about like she doesn't like horror movies, but she likes like true crime stuff. Yeah. It's a different type of horror, I guess. I can appreciate both, but I don't know. Real documentaries can be pretty
I think
fucked up.
The real stuff is a little bit more scary.
I do too. Yeah. I think some of the most terrifying horror movies are the ones that, in my opinion, are either based on true stories or that could be real. Yeah. Like I've been terrified by some like horror movies, like xenomorphs and stuff, but like at the end of the day, you're like, that's my brain's just like, that's not. I don't have to worry about xenomorph. I don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about an immediate predator or anything. But anything that's like,
and if it is, I can't do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, you're kind of just like, it is what it is. I'm gonna die.
I'd be scared of being like possessed by something. I think that's like my.
You think so?
Because you wouldn't see it coming, and then you're just kind of stuck in your own body, unable to control it.
Is that how that works?
I don't know. I don't know if they have to like mentally kill you first or what. But my thing is, you wouldn't die.
Is that your biggest fear? Like something taking over your body?
No, that's spiders. Spiders are my biggest fear.
So a spider possessing your body? The ghost of a spider?
Yeah, if I ever try to bite somebody, just put me down.
You just stomp on a spider and its soul just like possesses your body.
It's not like Spider-Man at that point.
It just starts crushing
I don't
people.
even get the superhero powers.
That would be a crazy movie. And then then it's in your body and it's just killing people. Like you kill spiders, like sprays them in the face. Like
you walk into my room one day and it's just like, I don't have a bed anymore, but I have like a lot of yarn.
Yeah.
Just like connected around the walls.
Spiders are pretty bad too. Yeah.
Spiders
being possessed would be pretty bad.
It'd be rough, dude.
You ever think about like, I always thought about like people have like out of body experiences, like my soul left my body.
That's when I stand up too fast.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time. Yeah. But I would be terrified of like, I think about that. Like imagine like you leave your body and then like someone else, like imagine you can leave your body, your soul can leave your body. What's to stop someone else from like when you're out of your body? Like what if someone else went into your body? Like took your body,
like physically,
or I guess, that too. That would be terrifying as well. You're just watching somebody just. I feel like that's definitely got to been in multiple horror movies where someone's done like spirit walking and then someone else takes their body and they're not the same person anymore.
I've never seen that before.
I feel like it's got to be. That would be really cool.
Write a book, Trent.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it.
Write a horror book. Become a new Stephen King.
I'm gonna write that in my notes. I'm still like still going through the Dark Tower series. I don't know if I've told you about that. It's really good. Fourth book in.
Do you know who Joe Hill is?
Jonah Hill?
Joe Hill.
No.
That is Stephen King's son.
Oh, really? Yeah. I did know he had a son.
Joe Hill. Joe Hill is his pen name. He didn't want to write off his dad's success.
So that's cool. Good for him.
He penned Joe Hill. I forget his real name, but Joe Hill. Yeah.
Probably king. He's probably a king.
Oh, all right, and that's where this episode ends.
Respect your kings, women. I don't know.
Oh man,
Stephen King's son's name. I'm curious now.
See if you can guess his name. Dylan King.
Joe Hill, bro. No, it isn't Dylan. I'll give you two more guesses. If you can't guess, I'm gonna take a shot.
Is it a traditional name? Like a traditional like white kid name?
It could be a white kid name. I don't see this. I don't know. It's not a standard like Bob or
Ezekiel.
No, that's a little further out there, I guess.
Jeremiah.
No, those are like all church.
What the fuck is
like
it?
Bible names.
David, Paul, Owen King.
Yeah, Owen King.
Yeah.
I would have thought something more unique. It's Stephen, like with Stephen King. He's got all kinds of weird names for his characters.
He doesn't want to name his son, dude. What the
Why
fuck?
not? He's a fucking writer, dude.
No,
You think you'd be thinking about that shit?
That'd be messed up. Give your kid a normal life. He doesn't have to be your little creation.
Hey, but he is though.
No.
He's a fucking writer too. Does he write horror too?
Yes.
Oh, he does. Okay. There you go. He's a little creation of him. I wonder if he's done anything worthwhile. His son. I'm gonna have to look into that now. You ready to wrap it? Like rap? You ready to do our rap? That's our new segment. We're gonna do raps.
Can't freestyle.
Okay. You're gonna do the dad jokes and the raps.
It's not a rap, but I got a joke.
Okay, let's do it.
I'll practice my freestyle for give me like a year, and then we'll come back on.
Okay.
And
all right, so June 24th.
June 24th next year. I will.
That'll be our thing. We'll do raps.
I will do a freestyle.
And we'll have a huge audience
on Mind Hops.
And we'll have people submit their own raps.
Yes.
And maybe we can read their raps.
They can rap battle me.
We'll rap battle you.
Yeah, and then we can bring Blade on, and they can rap battle him.
Okay, I like that.
Blade does a lot of freestyle.
Does he?
Especially when he gets really drunk.
Perfect. All right, so rap battle.
Oh, shit.
The audience for
the rap battle's on in a year.
The 24th of June. It's gonna be get your raps ready, guys. Get them written. You know, get an OG rap.
No, that's not freestyle. Your freestyle practice.
No, I thought. Well, they gotta write it in.
That's slave style.
Now let's do it slave style, because that way they can engage and they can write it and submit it to us. And maybe they can submit. We can take their raps, and then each one of us will read them, and then we pick the one.
We pick the winner.
Yes.
Yes.
And we'll give them like a T-shirt or something.
If I win, they all have to take shots at home.
Oh, you're gonna do your own raps.
I will.
I was just gonna say we pick different raps, and then we have the audience rap against each other.
We're Snoop Dogg is gonna be in our audience. We're like,
yeah.
T-shirt goes
Eminem
Snoop
and
Dogg.
Snoop.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be lit, as the kids say. I think probably.
It'd be Sussy Baca.
Sussy Baca, dude. That'd be totally Sussy Baca. Maybe get Chewbacca on here.
All right, let's scoot out of here.
Yeah, let's get this.
So when we're in bed, my girlfriend likes to pretend like she's 13, which I always tell her is goofy because she'll be 13 next year.
Oh God, the Goofy, the Disney reference?
No,
No, I know.
The word goofy can go in. All right, bye everybody.
All right, see you guys. Thanks for joining us. Sorry for the pedophile joke.
Listening to Mind Hops. Make sure to like, rate, and review, and we'll be back soon.
You think Jeffrey Dahmer would have had a
But in the
podcast?
meantime, follow us
for
on
sure.
Twitter
Talking
at
Heads or
Mind
something,
Hops.
maybe?
From there, you can get updates and submit questions for
That'd be a good name.
upcoming shows. Thank you for listening, and see you
Next time.